Sairam everyone. Children, you all are welcome to our value education class. You know, today or in this value education class, we all are going to listen or read very interesting stories. You all will love to listen, right? You all will love to listen these stories. The stories are not only interesting, but they teach us certain values, important values. These values are very important in our life. This value will make you a good human being, will help you achieve success, will help you achieve your goals, your aims in your life. You will be very happy, and this values will teach you to be happy, satisfied. As I've told you, it will help you to be a good human being. So today also I'm going to read for you a very interesting story. Okay, and the name of the story is A Search for a Contented Man. Now, before I read this story, before I proceed further, children, do you know the meaning of contented? What is the meaning of contented? It is a feeling. It is a feeling, or it is an expression expressing happiness or satisfaction. To be happy with whatever you have, to be contained with whatever you have. Okay, so let's begin with this story. Search for a contented man. A man who is contained, who is very happy, who is satisfied in his life, is very satisfied in life. Okay, let's start. Let's begin with the story. Here it is. I'll read. You look at the monitor. There was a king named Sharyavir. What was the name of the king? Sharyavir. Once he called his ministers and asked them to find out a fully satisfied man, content man. The ministers searched the length and the breadth of the land. That is, it was ordered by the king. So the ministers started working, searching for a man who is satisfied all over the kingdom. All of them, they failed. All the ministers, they failed. No one was able to find this satisfied man, and reported their inability to find such an exemplary man. Inability. What is the meaning of inability? Inability was unable to, not able to do it, not able to find. Okay, they reported this, that we are not able to find an exemplary man. An exemplary means very good, an ideal, a model, an excellent, a perfect man, a satisfied man. Now, okay, yes, the king became restless. He became very restless. He called his minister called his minister and gave him an ultimatum. Ultimatum is warning. What warning did he give? See, he called his ministers and gave him an ultimatum of 3 days to find a contented man. So he gave the time period of 3 days to his minister that within these 3 days you're going to find a man who is contained, who's satisfied, who's happy. And further what he's telling, just listen. He said, Prime Minister, if you don't find a contented man within 3 days, then I shall relieve you of all your royal duties. That is, what does that mean? It means that I will remove you from the job. I'll remove you from the job of the minister of this kingdom. This was the ultimatum given by the king to his minister. Let's move further. Now, what happened? Though the prime minister was wise, he had to confront. What is the meaning of confront? Confront means face. Repeated failures wherever he went in the country. That is, repeated failures means he couldn't find any person, any man who was contented. Tired, he was returning to the palace. He was very much tired, looking for a man, a contented man. So now he was returning, going back to the palace at the end of the 3rd day. That means first day, second day he tried very hard, but he couldn't find contented man. And at the end of the 3rd day, let's see what happened. Okay, he was ruing means he was regretting, feeling very sorry, ruing over the fact that he was unable to identify a contented man. He wondered whether his effort has been lacking somewhere. He was just talking to himself whether he didn't work hard. He couldn't find one man who was contented. Thinking so, as he drove his chariot, it is a carriage that is driven by the horse. Okay, now, thinking so, as he drove his chariot forth means forward, he saw a beggar. And the beggar was sitting and singing under a tree. Okay, the beggar was sitting and singing under a tree. Now the Prime Minister goes to him. Prime Minister asked the beggar, "What are you doing?" The beggar replied, "I need food, clothes, etc. So I pray and sing, demanding all this from God. Let us see if he means the God, the Almighty, grants them to me." Prime Minister asked, "Do you think God will grant you your request?" The beggar replied, "Maybe, yes, but I pray daily." Then the Prime Minister asked, "Do you want a comfortable life hereafter? He's asking the beggar, would you like to live a comfortable life? A big house, nice clothes, wealth, jewelry, everything? Okay, then the Prime Minister asked, do you want a comfortable life hereafter? Food, house, clothes, etc. The answer was prompt. Yes. Firm. The beggar said, yes, I want a comfortable life. I want everything. I want a food. I want a house. I want clothes, good clothes. Okay. Then, the Prime Minister. Okay. Then, where it is? 1 minute, huh? Yeah. The Prime Minister then instructed him, that beggar, sit under this tree tomorrow. The king will come to meet you. He will give you loads of riches. Loads of riches means gold, silver, good clothes, everything. Jewelries, beads. Okay, refuse them by saying that you are a contented. Say that God has given me everything. So what plan your minister is making? Is asking the beggar to sit under the tree next morning, and when the king comes and offers him all jewelries, a lot of riches, so what he's supposed to do? He's supposed to refuse the king, refuse to take it. And what he should tell him? What he should tell the king? That God has given me everything. That is what the beggar is going to say to the king. Now let's move further. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Having arranged thus, the Prime Minister went to the king, okay, and reported that he has planned everything, okay, Prime Minister. Now he goes back to the king and tells him, what he tells him? That he had found a contented man. The king said, let's go and see him tomorrow morning. King wanted to meet him. I am frustrated. Frustrated means annoyed. Okay? I am frustrated with this life of mine. I'm dull and thoughtful. I am not satisfied with how things are going on in this world. I want to see him whom you call contented. Okay? Everything was arranged. And that minister made all the plans, all arrangement properly. He asked the beggar to sit under the tree. Now, the retinue is a group of ministers, assistants, advisor of the king. The retinue accompanying the king in all their finery. Finery means expensive things, wealth, carts of jewels, food, etc. were also part of the king's procession. All of them were going to meet whom? That contented man. And who founded that contented man? It was the Prime Minister, right? Contented man found by the Prime Minister. So let's move further. Now let's see what happens there. The contented man has decided. He was sitting under the tree. Okay. The king, it is king. There's a typing error. It is king. Prostrated before him. Got down. Prostrated means when you go to the temple, okay, you just lie down with your head touching the floor, right? You just lie down. as a submission of yours. We said a Shastang Namaskar. Okay, same way the king just prostrated before him. The fake sadhu. He was not true sadhu, he was a beggar. But it was the plan of the minister and the beggar. Okay, that is the contented man. Getting down his palanquin. Palanquin is palki. The sadhu blessed one and all. He blessed everyone. The king and his men. Now see, he is a beggar actually. And who is bowing? Who is taking his blessing? It is the king. Look at him, what respect he's getting. The king said, my prime minister tells me that you are a contented sadhu. I see no robes. Robe means royal gowns which the king, the rajas wear. Those clothes are called as robes. No followers. You don't have anyone. No follower, no disciples with you. Or an ashram here. You're staying under the tree. You don't have roof. You don't have any ashram. You are calm and composed. Composed means firm, comprised. I'm blessed. Please accept my Guru Dakshina. He's giving him Guru Dakshina. Yeah? Guru Dakshina of gold, clothes, food, etc. Lead a trouble-free life. Means you need not sit anymore under the tree. You can live in a big house. You can wear good clothes. You can eat good food. So please accept all this so that you will live a very good life. And also one more thing is telling, please initiate me as your disciple. That is, you please make me your first disciple, your first follower. Okay, that is what is the king was requesting the sadhu. But who is the sadhu? He is the beggar, right now? Now what happened? The fake sadhu brushed aside, just pushed aside all the gifts and said majestically means very impressively, God has given me everything. See, he's telling. But actually, was he having anything? He was sitting under the tree praying to God for food and clothes and everything. He didn't have anything. Okay. But then to his telling, according to the plan that he made with the minister, what is telling? God has given me everything. I am blessed. All the riches are of no use to me. This gold, this silver, this diamond, this beads, it's of no use to me. That is what he's telling. Take them away. He also refused to initiate the king. He's telling, no, you can't be my disciple. You can't be my follower. The king withdrew all the items and returned. He took all the precious, all the jewelries, all the riches back to his palace. On reaching his palace, he said to his prime minister, I have come face to face with a man who is really contented. That is, face to face means I have actually met a man who is satisfied, who is happy, who is contented with what he has. Because the sadhu had nothing. He was living under the tree. No good clothes, nothing. No good food. Okay. But then too he was happy. That is what the king said. And why the king had this feeling that the sadhu was contented? Because whatever offering, whatever dakshina the king gave, the sadhu refused it. Refused to take it. Okay. So that is why the king felt that the sadhu was contented. Okay. I'll read it again. The king withdrew all the items and returned. On reaching his palace, he said to his minister, I have come face to face with a man who is really contented. My kingdom is blessed by his presence. Look after him well. So he's ordering his minister, you got to take care of that sadhu, take care of him. The next day, now what happens over here, just see. The next day, the Prime Minister went to the sadhu. Okay, as planned, as promised by the Prime Minister, he goes to meet to the sadhu. And what he carries with him? A bag full of gold coins. The sadhu refused to touch it. He said, I don't want it. The Prime Minister was surprised. He was shocked. My God, why? Asked the sadhu. You know, the Prime Minister was surprised. Why? He asked the sadhu. The sadhu said, I got the riches, clothes, and respect of a king. Who came to him? It was the king. Who did pranams to him? It was the king. He's telling, I got everything from a king. Okay, if I become a real sadhu, that is, if I live like a sadhu's life, what will God not give me? I'm blessed. I'm more than a king now. God loves me. He's with me. People love me. What more do I want? I don't want this riches. I don't want this gold, this jewelry, this food, this big house. People love me. The king loves me. My God loves me. That is what I want. And now what he's going to become? He's going to become a real sadhu to achieve all this. Okay? To get the love of the people, to get the love of the God, to get the love of the king. He's going to be a sadhu. He left the place and was never seen again. That's the story, isn't it? Wasn't it interesting? Very interesting, right? Now what you have learned, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is contentment leads to happiness. The moral of the story is contentment leads to happiness. That is, be happy with whatever you have. Don't cry, don't crib. Okay, I don't have this, I don't have that. Oh, she's having, he's having. Don't do that. Be happy with whatever you have. Contentment and peace are invaluable gems of one's life. Without them, one becomes a beggar. So children, I'm sure you would have loved the story. Okay, you can see the video again and again. Read the matter, read the story again and again. Okay, understand it, read the value. That's all for now today. We will meet in the next class and I'll come back with a new story with a beautiful moral to learn, beautiful value to learn. Bye. Thank you.